good morning, everybody. Here we are, Jukebox Judgement. It's Friday morning. It's 7 a.m. UK time, and we are coming in live from all around the world this morning. We have, good morning, Steve LILLYWHITE.
Good morning, everybody. Nice to meet you.
Oh, and Steve's coming in from Bali. And good morning to Barry Upton. Where are you coming in from, Barry?
I'm coming in from typically tropical Thailand.
Fantastic. And good morning to the fabulous Dana Gillespie. Dana, where are you coming in from this morning?
South Kensington in London.
Oh, lovely. I once heard a newsreader, a very well-known newsreader, talking about the Kent countryside, but unfortunately he got the two muddled up and called it something. Very unfortunate, but it was quite a good moment on British television, especially on the BBC. Anyway, so welcome here to Jukebox Judgement. I'm Dawn Parry. And, well, the premise of this show is that we listen to brand new tracks by both brand new artists and already established artists. So let's start with the very first one, shall we? We then go around the room critiquing the artists positively, as much positivity as possible, but also, you know, what is going to make this a very much more successful or better track, or should they just not get out of bed in the day and bother with doing any music at all? It'll be one of those sorts of things. Here we go. The very first that we are going to hear is called Nothing Gets Me Down, and this is by the Psychedelias. Nothing Gets Me Down, and that was the Psychedelias. Steve Lillywhite, would you like to go first? You'll have to unmute yourself though, darling.
Shoot, I'm terribly sorry. We always talk about how a great song title can really make you want to, get you excited about a song. This is not a great song title. And joined with that, it's a singer who really can't sing very well, and it's all flat and it's all monotonous and it's all like not very good. It didn't tweak my interest whatsoever. Nothing Gets Me Down unless you're around. I mean, I think, big deal. We don't care about that. He doesn't sell it to me. It's trying to be Mark Bolan style music, but it doesn't work in that respect. Nothing really for me that got me excited. No, and also no great musical hook in there either.
No.
Well, it could have been a lot of magic. Barry.
Yeah, everything Steve said, and I actually wrote down Mott the Hoople. It sounded a little bit like a Mott the Hoople, but without the great piano. They always had a great piano section in the songs, which gave it a lot of colour. The vocal was very dull, and again, as Steve said, the title doesn't really sort of zoom out at you on one of you. So I can only give that a 6, I think.
Okay, and Dana.
I didn't dislike it. I don't think it's going to be a hit in a million years, but I find it rather old school. And I was quite pleased when they don't tune the voices and everything's not sounding synthetic. So it just sounded like it is. I reckon from their name, Psychedelias, and Nothing Gets Me Down, when you're around, they're probably singing about some really good dope, actually. So that's what I would have thought. And they're probably some young kids having a lot of fun. It's going to be
could be. I don't think so. I think the voices sound very much more mature. I don't know exactly. I don't know very much about them at all. In fact, anything. But I've got to be honest, from a radio playout perspective as well. I mean, I can still hear that chorus in my head, but with a brilliant banging production, I could imagine that could sound okay, that chorus bit. But it was so formulaic and it was just boring, I think, personally. But there we go. Damned. Sorry about that, chaps. Anyway, so let's move on to the next one, shall we?
They're not being brought down, though.
Well, we'll try and be more positive. But it depends on the tracks as well, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. A good track will get a very good. And we always try and find something nice about each song.
We've got to be honest.
We do. And, it's great when a fantastic track comes on and you just want to stick the nipple tassels on and move it, Sorry, chaps.
I'm sure Steve does.
Thank you.
Okay, let's listen to the next track. This is Sea Wolf, and the track is called Wait a Minute. And Sea Wolf got in touch with me via Messenger, and I believe he is from Sweden or Norway or somewhere. Can't remember the details, but let's have a listen to this.
Wait a minute, here comes the ever-torture man. Hear them laughing, one of them told a silly joke. Wild and nasty, they always promise Disneyland. Off on a mission, frozen smiles won't down Skid Row. still make sense. Oh, wait a minute. Tomorrow will be better, yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Tomorrow doesn't still make sense. Tomorrow will be better. Will be better and better and better. Does it still make sense?
That was Wait a Minute and C as in the capital letter C, and his name is Chris, I believe, but capital letter C and new word wolf. Let's start with Barry. Barry, you're muted.
Okay, I'm unmuted. Sorry about that. Yes, it's not bad. There were some nice ideas in there. I think what lets this track down is the muddy production, and it's not everything in there. There's some nice bits of music in there, but it was a little bit unclear. And I think a little bit of a remix on that might help it from a radio perspective. Again, I'm a bit on the fence with it, really. There's bits about it that I quite liked. I liked the general feel. I'm not sure about the message. And yeah, so I'm sort of 50-50.
Okay, all right. Dana.
I agree. I thought the production, actually, the mix was not very good. It was a bit wishy-washy. I've got to say, I have a problem listening to singers with accents. I like if you sing in English. I'm old school and I like English. So it sounded very Swedish to me, but not as good as, let's say, Aha. But it made me think of that kind of era. I just found it rather weak and limpish. I'd have preferred to listen to the Psychedelias, frankly. They had more balls. I found it a bit ballless, really.
Oh, okay. Eve.
Well, I thought Seawolf was a naval helicopter, weirdly, but it's a person. I actually, I have to say, I quite liked his voice. The tone of his voice was quite pleasing. I felt like the music could have been quieter or the voice could have been louder, and it's very easy to say when you're making records, this needs to be louder, and you end up just chasing your tail while you're making a record. In fact, quite often what I try and do is to say, no, let's look at the things that are too loud that need to be quieter rather than the things that need to be louder. But having said that, it was okay. I mean, I again, like everyone said, maybe an album track. I got a bit of Chris Rea in there with that nice sort of thing that he does. Not bad. Let's keep a listen to what Seawolf does next time.
Well, I've got to say, from a radio playout perspective, I actually rather liked that song. It has an 80s vibe to it, which is very, very current right now. And the voice didn't get on my nerves at all. I quite liked it. And I did get the Prefab Sprout vibe, all that sort of stuff as well. Will it play well on radio? Well, I think it will, actually. I think that would work quite neatly. Anyway, so that's Seawolf with Wait a Minute. Let's have a look to see what we have next. I love the fact that everybody has completely different takes on tracks.
I would, however, suggest that he doesn't go out as that, because there's a band from Los Angeles called
SEA, yes,
who are quite large, and one could confuse the two. Well, until you listen to them, I suppose.
Well, maybe from a PRS perspective, he's hoping for that. I don't know. But anyway, we have a track called White Walls, and this is from Getner, Getner. Let's have a listen.
Rag and bone man with his piercing voice, painting these white walls like I have a choice. Your heart's a Micra, mine's a Rolls Royce, and my thoughts, they're jumbled like James Joyce. The more I stumble, less I fall, harder it is to rise above it all. The more you gamble, less you win. More hearts are broken, and that's a rotten sin. Mine's a Rolls Royce, and my thoughts, they're jumbled like James Joyce.
White Walls, and that was by Getner. Dana, would you like to go first? What did you make of that?
Mercifully short that track was. I didn't like it when they stopped the bits in the songs. Once they were just playing away, it made me sort of think of driving down Sunset Boulevard in the 70s with in an open roof, so that you played the music loud so that everyone would turn and look at you. I don't think anyone bothers to do that now. They're probably too knocked out on the sidewalk. But I didn't really like the lyrics. I like lyrics to inspire me and make me think, holy shit, these people have got a brain. And it didn't move me at all. But once the music kept going, I was thinking, well, you could dance to it, but they kept stopping. Not good, I didn't think.
Okay, Steve.
Well, Rag and Bone Man with his piercing voice, he loved that line. He said it twice. He actually repeated the only verse twice. You know, well, no, there was another verse. It was a very strange record, and then it slowed right down. And then one thing that happened on this record that I've never, ever been involved in, and I don't think I've ever heard on a record, the song sped up during the guitar solo. So it was a very strange. So the guitar solo had to get faster, and I mean, sort of quite cool. I mean, there were some things okay about it. It reminded me of sort of like a Cream. There was a band called Cream with Jack Bruce singing back in they were a fantastic band. Eric Clapton playing guitar and Ginger Baker on drums. It was a bit like Cream, you know. I was about to sing for you then, Dawn.
I love it.
But I shan't.
But
I shan't. But come on, Cream. In fact, I'm going to go. I'm going to write down "Listen to Cream" later. I think it'll help my spirits today. It was okay. You know, as I say, it was bold in the fact that it was done without a click track, and it was a performance. But other than that, you know, probably not going to be much. Not going to really move the needle on anyone, but maybe a great live band because they can play and he can sing and it's got attitude. Okay. And it mentions James Joyce twice.
Barry.
reminded me of a record I bought many, many years ago by the Edgar Broughton Band, called Apache Dropout, which was a weird record. And it had this, God, wow. It was like a real band sound. And then all of a sudden, for no apparent reason, they went into Apache, the Shadows Apache. And it just, the whole thing suddenly changed. And I really like strange records like that. The unfortunate thing with this record is that, as has been mentioned, it wasn't very tight. The lyrics are a little bit too strange, and actually that they could be stranger, if anything. And the whole general sound was too brash, a little bit too brash. The lead solo went on a little bit too long and was way too high in the mix. So there was a lot of things that were wrong with it, but I have to say, if somebody came up with a song like that Edgar Broughton Band song, I would love it. So someone out there, please come up with something strange.
Okay. Well, again, from there are just so many things sort of wrong with it, but it was quite quirky as well. Do you know, it reminded me a little bit, there was an element in there earlier in the song that reminded me of John Conger's Tokolosha Man. And then it all fell apart, and it didn't continue with that sound at all, which was a shame, because that bit was fantastic. And then when it went into that wailing solo, nah. Okay, so but they can all play clearly, or maybe it's just a guitarist, which is why it had a wailing solo. Maybe. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? So let's have a little look here. We have. This is Stefan. Now, Stefan has put something out to us before. This is Stefan Offwoman. He was in a band called Roxette, and this is his track. Punch in, punch out.
It's enough
Punch In, Punch Out, and that was Staffan Off-Woman. And Barry, would you like to go first?
Okay, well, the chorus was quite good, but it just carried on doing the same thing all the way through with no ad-libs or any new interest. And same thing with the musical side of it as well. There was nothing that it kind of built up to make you want to hear the second half of the song as much as maybe the first half of the song. There is a small point which will go against this song, and that is that's basically the actual song. If it's punch in from the early morning to the middle of the night, he's working from early morning to the middle of the night. How does he find the time to record this?
You're so literal. It's the magic of music, Barry.
No, he loses all credibility. But, he's got to say, but at least I found time to record this song.
Or sleep. Or sleep.
Okay, Dana.
Stefan, is he the guy that was in Roxette? Because I can't remember her name, but they were quite good if you like Swedish music.
I think he was a guitarist, wasn't he?
Guitarist, absolutely,
Okay.
and singer, yeah.
Well,
Backing singer.
it does, lyrically, it does smell of overseas, and it was sweet. It smells of Scandinavia, because I shouldn't think people punch in or punch out, certainly not in England, because nobody works here anymore. They all sit at home. So I actually find the lyrics a bit kind of boring. It didn't touch my soul lyrically, and it didn't really touch my soul production wise either. I think they were trying to be a bit clever, but it kind of missed the boat for me, sadly.
Okay, and Steve.
Yeah, I sort of agree with everybody. It has that sort of one drum loop groove thing that is very impressive when it starts, but there's nowhere to go with it, and it just carries on, and it becomes what starts off as sounding like, oh, that's an interesting sounding drum at the front. Like by the end of it, you're brain fatigued, because it's exactly the same thing all the way through. And yeah, the punch in, punch out, it's very 80s sounding. And I did not hear any redeeming. He's a guitar player. Well, there's no guitar hooks in there. There's nothing musically that makes you, well, you've got the little keyboard thing that shouldn't even have come in twice. Why do it 2 times? Do it in the middle and finish the song. Don't need to do it again at the end. But there was a little average guitars in there that were neither helping it nor, they were just pointless. So, as Saint says, not his best work. Although I wouldn't know that, because I've never heard anything else he's done.
Well, funnily enough, you have, and you loved the last one.
Oh, did I?
You did,
Okay.
and I was the one that was slightly more critical of it. But yes.
Okay, Staffan Off-Woman.
Staffan Off-Woman, yeah. So, as in...
Rather than of man.
No, it's
of
Verman,
woman.
Verman, as in WERM. Oh, never mind.
It's not woman. Okay.
No, it's not
All
woman.
right.
No, and it's not man either. It's just Off-Woman. Anyway, never mind. Okay, so... well, what did I think of it? I don't know. It's it did sound a bit dated. Let's move to the next one, shall we? So let's move on to, this is Lonnie Claire with a track called Turn to Rust. If we can make it play. Yes. I'm sorry. That's got to go. That's
Dreadful.
what were they thinking? Lonnie Claire with Turn to Rust.
You see, you don't get it. There is a footballing term which is playing between the lines. What we have here is a song that is singing between the notes. Very, very. It's a very. It's so easy to sing in tune now, but to sing between the notes is an art form in itself. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say about it.
It's not a good listen. That's the problem.
It depends how sophisticated your musical ear is. But
to manage that on every single note, I mean, it really is. It's quite an achievement, isn't it?
oh, she's singing between the notes.
Exactly.
It's quite a. I mean, you look at Indian music. You look at these different musical cultures, and they do that. I mean, there's a whole different way of thinking. I mean, I don't know whether she is aware of what she's doing, but I thought it was slightly attractive. It was not bad. I like it for its weirdness. You see, this is where Barry is preaching one thing, but when it comes along, he doesn't go with it.
Now, I have to say, I like the quarter note thing, music from out of Mongolia or wherever. Something a little bit unusual is great, but that was just a complete mess. I'm sorry.
Okay.
That was annoying my eardrums.
Where did this person come from? What nationality?
I don't know. I could have a quick look here while you. Well, first of all, why not say what you feel about the track?
Me?
Yes, Dana. Sorry, I'm just having a look.
Well, I can't. I find out of tune singing a sin. I mean, actually, it just sounds awful, but, it depends if you have perfect pitch or not. It's really painful for me to, and I couldn't understand the lyrics. Is it a she or a he? I'm not even sure.
It's a she, I believe.
Or somewhere in between. Wherever it is, I wouldn't put this on my record player, I must say. But maybe it's somebody who's doing their first single, and perhaps one should be encouraging, but probably the encouragement I would give is don't give up your day job.
No, don't encourage that.
Oh gosh. Okay, very quick. Huge fans. We are super stoked to send you Turn to Rust, the first single off, not from, but off our upcoming Mercury Walsh LP. Oh my goodness, there's a whole album of this. Yes, for airplay consideration. If you don't like it, you're not trying hard enough. Lol. Okay, so New York City-based Lonnie Claire. She's an independent, and they are an independent rock band, best known as an expressive style of lo-fi rock with a history of 20 years.
Cool.
First thing they've done.
Oh no! Who'd have known? Okay. So has everybody said something about it?
But I was about to reach for my dark glasses, but nobody else did. So
no, I did. I sort of went like that to make up for no dark glasses.
You did, but nobody else did. I've got my dark glasses here.
I got my glasses on.
Barry, you look like you're going water skiing or something with those.
They're good in there. They're in my latest video. I got them from my latest video. It's on a bike, on a Harley Davidson.
Stylish.
Cool, aren't they?
You have a Harley Davidson, Barry?
I have. I know. I had to borrow one.
Oh, you borrowed one.
The owner doesn't know yet.
Okay, now
coming soon. Coming soon. The video.
Okay.
This is Carrie and the Coaxers, and the track is called Floods of Tears.
fire and kids displaced, while billionaires on tour submerged. They're fleeing genocide and war. Another headline, another gun, another orphan, another gone. Tears well up inside my heart. Another nation torn apart. Floods of tears and profiteers, prejudice and unfound fears. Human blood is fresh upon your hands. Shock and awe and hearts and minds, you'll never hear their silent cries. The innocent are piled upon the land, dead upon the sand. Boats and rafts and submarines, horrors that I can't conceive. In pools of wealth their leaders thrive, people dying to survive. Streets of pain with blood and bones, raped and beaten, mass confusion. The innocent on death's plea, well they are brought down to their knees. Floods of tears and profiteers, prejudice and unfound fears. Human blood is fresh upon your hands. Shock and awe and hearts and minds, you'll never hear their silence cries. The innocent are piled upon the land, dead upon the sand. Making the most of nothing, their hopes and dreams are crumbling. We're killing our own kind, no reason I can find. Floods of tears and profiteers, prejudice and unfound fears. Human blood is fresh upon your hands. Shock and awe and hearts and minds, you'll never hear their silence cries. The innocent are piled upon the land. Floods of tears and profiteers, prejudice and unfound fears. Human blood is fresh upon your hands. Shock and awe and hearts and minds, you never hear their silence cries. The innocents are piled upon the land, dead upon the sand.
Floods of Tears, and that was Carrie and the Coaxers. Dana, would you like to go first?
Yeah, I felt very old when listening to this, because you've got to be young to sing about protesting things, I feel, because when you get old you don't have so much in a way to protest about with music. There's nicer things to sing about. But I just, again, out of tune singing is a crime for me, and there were too many out of. It's not my kind of music at all. I definitely wouldn't play it. But I also feel terrible sitting here dissing, I should say, lots of music, because I always make it a point of never really complaining about other people's choice, but it's not my personal choice. So I'm just having trouble with my laptop, which is running low, and I'm trying to get the cord that fits it. But hey, yeah, it's not for me, I'm afraid. But where are they from? I want to know more about them. Where are they from?
Okay, well, I'll search that in a moment. Steve Lillywhite.
Yeah, it started out as one thing, and then it was sort of all mysterious in the verse, which is nice, being this sort of little bit sub U2 album tracks type guitar. And then the chorus comes in, it's da 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 da, and I don't know, it was not it didn't work for me. That's the main thing, and I can't really put my finger on why. Maybe, keep going. They may come up with some. They may evolve. They do sound very young, and that's probably a good thing. They can work on their craft. And
I've just found some details, Steve. So Carrie and the Coaxers, they are a new band. a dynamic new force straight out from London, eclectic music scene. So Carrie and the Coaxers bring a distinctive sound. Apparently they're pretty good on stage, which I can actually imagine that they would be that. Blending nostalgic reggae vibes with raw energy of punk. Anyway, so they've just recently got together. This is their first ever recording that they've done, their first track. And they've written it because of the times of conflict that they see going on around the world right now. So there we go.
Yeah, it's almost like you shouldn't start your career by protest songs. You sort of earn the right to sing protest songs almost. Maybe that sounds a little bit bad, but I mean, Billy Bragg did, and he just about, even his first EP with Milkman of Human Kindness, that was a beautiful song, and he wasn't singing protest stuff straight away. It was, and New England wasn't, doing these sorts of songs, it's a bit like giving the royalties from your first release to charity. No, who cares? You're only doing that to get publicity for yourself, because it ain't going to make any money. Okay, enough of that. Onwards.
Okay,
next person.
Barry.
Protest song, which suddenly goes a little bit cheesy popping on the chorus, doesn't quite work, and maybe that's what Steve was thinking. I don't think it gels. The whole thing doesn't gel, and also on the chorus, their vocals are racing ahead of the drums, which is a crime. You've got to be on the beat or slightly behind the beat, but never in front. So that makes it feel a little bit wobbly. I think some of the vocals, Hearts and Minds, Shock and Awe, they've not really thought much about it to actually make a protest song that can actually mean anything. And finally, I think that everybody knows what's going on around the world. Everybody knows how bad it is, how crazy it all is. Do we need a song like this? What are they adding to our thoughts? Absolutely nothing.
We don't know. We're not in that very young, brand new age group, I suppose. But I have to agree there that I think that there could be something in that, but it does need a really good production on it. And I think that if this is their first, and they are
keep going.
Absolutely.
Don't take our comments as like give up, because you should never do that. You should think, okay, some of those I can take on board, some of them I don't agree with, but we're going to carry on regardless, and we're going to we're going to hone our craft. We're going to mention two U2 songs that I worked on, but one was from the third album and one was from the fifth album. It takes a while, so keep going.
It does take a while, and the other thing is that it takes a little time as well to actually find your niche with regard to exactly what sort of songs that you're creating together, because they can't all be protest songs, and it could be that they've got a great deal more in them there. So that was Carrie and the Coaxers, Floods of Tears. Promising is I guess what's coming out of this right now. Let's have a look at the next track. Okay, so the next one it's called Indigo Boy. And this is from an American of Indian descent. She's from India, and she is now living in America, Angela Ray. So let's have a listen. Anjali Ray.
Histories
my goodness. Well, I'm going to go first on this one. It's my show. I have to tell you, I love that. She took me away with her on down that, I don't know where she was going, but with that Indigo Boy, I was there. I was in India. Those tassels were going. I was just away with it. Beautiful, beautiful. Beautiful bit of music there, beautiful song, the lyrics, the whole feel, her very intimate vocal as she was singing. It's just wonderful. Steve.
Oh, well, when that chorus comes in, it's as good as Summer Breeze, isn't it? It's as good as fucking Summer Breeze,
Stunning.
and which is one of the greatest records ever made. It's Summer Breeze. The Indigo Boy, that chorus is the best chorus we've heard for weeks. There's no question about it. The diddly boodly biddly 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 bit that comes before the chorus is charming. It's okay. And the verse is not bad. But when it does hit that chorus, for me, it was like, I'll forgive all the things that are wrong with it. You can forgive when you hear one section of a song that is so brilliant, and I'll give her the benefit of the doubt, lovely song, maybe goes on a bit too long at the end. But, little radio edit, that's fine. That's easy. But Indigo Boy, when the chorus comes, and it was Summer Breeze, I think, right, is what it reminds us of. Dana.
Well, I really liked it. First of all, it was nice to see Dawn. You were smiling and swaying away, which was good, which you haven't done on any of the other tracks. And I work a lot in India. I've worked a lot with loads of Indian musicians. I've produced lots of albums over there, and I'm always in India. So I listen to the radio, and I could definitely hear this being played on the radio, though it seems to me it's very clear that she's an Indian who's living, where did you say, in America?
She lives in the US.
And it's very good. You probably don't know that the bits where she goes into Ghana, those, what you might think doesn't mean anything, it actually does. It's like we in Britain have do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, di, do. They have words for each note, and that's what she was doing. She was singing the notes. I would definitely give it 5, though I'm dating myself for that kind of thing. I think it's really good, and I hope it's the sort of thing I would be. I listen to the radio a lot when I'm in India to see what's happening, and it's the sort of thing that will be coming off the radio over there. I don't know if it'll happen over here, but I think it's really good.
Well, it will, because I'll be playing that and we'll be distributing it. So we'll make sure that goes out because it's beautiful. Barry.
Yeah, loved it. Same as everybody else. It was a lovely feel. And I could, for the first time today, we've got a track that I would like to hear more songs by them. So I want to hear in a whole album. The only what I loved about it also was those little, we were talking earlier about quarter notes, and that was a good example of it, where it just slightly goes off, but it goes off at the right amount, and she was singing it perfectly. The only thing that I would do if it was me mixing that on the chorus, I agree, Summer Breeze is a great analogy, but Summer Breeze, you heard every lyric and it was really clear. For me, the chorus suddenly sunk into the mix just a little bit. I would have just brought it out just a touch, just to give it that lift into the chorus. But it's a very small thing. That's the best by far today.
Okay. All right. So that is Anjali Ray and Indigo Boy. Now, she has actually sent me some other tracks as well, but we'll have a listen to those afterwards. She sent after the show. It's just her voice and a piano, and I'm guessing it will sound good. I don't know because I've not heard it yet, but we have those to hand. Right, let's move along. This is a track called, the band is Raising Ravens. I almost said raisins. Raising Ravens, and it's called Jealousies.
She doesn't like the way I burn. Well, if you wait outside, then you won't feel concerned. friends you keep, well, they can't get you out. Wide awake by the telephone, I could reach for you. You never know how much it hurts to bait in with the storm. Accidental enemies at heart, but it's the lies we say that keep us in the dark. Recognize that jealousy's a no. It's like you're making up for something that you did wrong. Wide awake by the telephone, I could reach for you. You never know how much it hurts to bait in with the storm. Telephone, I could reach for you. You never know how much it hurts to bait in with the storm. Wide awake by the telephone, I could reach for you. You never know how much it hurts to bait in with the storm. But she doesn't love me anymore.
Track was called Jealousies, and that was Raising Ravens. Barry, would you like to go first?
Just too much reverb. It's swimming in reverb. I mean, if you get the right reverbs and you can create a nice atmosphere, or the right different reverbs on a track, that just sounded like there was one reverb, and it was I don't know, just a bit of a muddy one, not really EQ'd very well. So that meant the whole thing sounded a bit muddy. I don't know whether it would benefit from some percussion or drums, but it didn't really. It sounded like something was missing. It sounded like they were playing it back without punching something in. And also my last criticism would be the word telephone dates it. And it's a great, the word slides off the tongue, and it's a great word to sing, but it really does date a song now.
What should it say? Mobile?
Phonograph. No.
Just do something different. Just some other different lyrics.
Steve.
It was okay. I mean, I'm still basking in the Indigo Boy chorus, you know, in a way. So this was it was pleasant. It was nice because it didn't have any percussion. It sort of was quite flat, and you know, there was probably. It's a good song if you're a little bit on the old wacky. That would be fine. You know, but probably an album track. I'm you know, in my world, you don't release this as a single because, you know, what's the point? It's not really a single, but it's pleasant and it's nice, and good luck to them.
Okay, Dana.
It was neither fish nor Fleisch is the German expression for when something I didn't dislike it. It didn't do a single thing for me. Mind you, I still call my mobile the telephone, so I can get with that. I understand that, but I'm very old school with machinery. But musically, it didn't do much for me. But if it was on the radio, I would just see it as a bit of wallpaper. I didn't think the production was quite good, but it was quite nice to hear a real guitar float, doing its thing. But it again, thinking about Indigo Boy, it was a bit of a letdown after Anjali, whatever her second name,
Anjali Ray, yes.
Okay, right. Anyway, so yeah, I can't say that much about it. It didn't do much for me.
Okay, it didn't raise my skirt, as they say. I didn't feel any frills or anything like that about this. And one of the things that it did do that really irritated me, and these sorts of little things irritate me a lot, actually, is when a track starts with a double-tracked vocal, and it's not absolutely spot on in tune. I found that a bit irritating. I liked it when it went into the harmonies, though. That worked. But it was just that little opening bit. I don't know. Is it a radio-friendly song? I think it needs... No, it's not. I agree, Barry. It needs just a much better production on that, I think. And maybe one of our producers wants to put their hands up. Who's that? I don't have a phone that makes that noise.
Sounds like a grandfather clock.
Can't be me either.
I don't even know where mine is, actually. Oh, well, must be here somewhere. Okay, so that was Raising Ravens. Raising Ravens, don't give up, though. But please do. What's that noise? Somebody talking about dogs to get out, or have we been broken into here? A lot of noise.
Not me.
Can you hear this?
Not me.
Yeah.
Somebody somewhere has broken into our Zoom, I think.
They're eating crisps. You're right.
Something's going on. They sound like it's people in a corridor somewhere.
Is it anyone? It's not you behind you, Barry, is it?
No. It's completely silent, apart from the birds tweeting.
Paper Johnny.
Somebody's talking about paper Johnny, wallpaper Johnny.
Sounds like Saint's voice.
At one time, unfortunately.
How remarkably bizarre.
It's all past the buck.
Okay, well...
Seems to have stopped now.
It has. Oh, wow. Really? How very dare they, whoever they were. Okay, let's move on.
It's an alien intrusion. I've got all their albums.
I think, I can't remember. What was it called, Steve? You and I accidentally came up with a great name for a band a couple of years ago. Was it the Swollen Vulvas or something? Or was
What?
Yeah.
Do you remember?
Terrible.
It was a crazy name for a band. It was one of those, something like that. You definitely did. I've got it.
Not me. It was someone else. It was someone else.
You.
I used to be in a band called the Beef Curtain Experience.
Well, I was also in a band called the Snivelling Shits, which was it was actually made up of a lot of music business journalists, so we got much more press than we really deserved.
Good.
Anyway, I digress.
Okay.
Onwards.
This band is called September Moon, and the track is called Anymore.
Told me then, couldn't if I tried, and I bit my tongue to be
September Moon with Any More. And Barry Upton, would you like to go first?
Yeah, make sure I'm unmuted. Yes, I quite liked it. It's very standard kind of Nashville. Lovely harmonies. I thought her voice was a little bit slightly high pitched, which when the first vocal entry, you want to hear something really nice that's going to make you want to listen to more. And I didn't think her voice, the tone of her voice, was so great. It's got all of the usual things you'd have in a standard Nashville thing, with the banjo and the twangy Telecaster guitar lead break. But for me, it's kind of like B-list Nashville. This is it's moved on. Country music. I like country music, and I love the fact that the lyrics are great usually, and well, they have to be great to be a good song. And I think country music has moved on, and there's lots of influences from rock, from soul, from even R&B. You know, there's a lot of things coming into it to make modern country sounds, and a lot of modern country music actually sounds very good, and it's really well produced. So it's okay. It's okay. It doesn't bother me, but it's not something that actually you could play that on the radio, I think.
Yes, but easily. Dana.
I actually quite liked it, I've got to say. I mean, the girl had a voice that hit true notes. I think it's quite brave to start off a song with a kind of military drum beat and how to get it into another feel. The harmonies were fine, the guitar was fine. It's a sort of thing, okay, it could be Nashville, it could be very California, it could be Austin, Texas. It smells American, which I guess it is. I'd like to know more about the acts that we play. So when you're playing, please put them up on your screen and tell us, you know, who they are, where they're from.
They are from Texas. They're quite an established band by Catherine Brown.
No, I can't, and now I can't get into that. I can't get into the.
Okay, well, anyway, I found them quite pleasant. You know, if I heard it playing on the radio, I wouldn't shut it down. I'd go, yeah, that's cool. That's okay. They've done a fair job. Next.
Okay, Steve.
Yeah, I mean, country music is not my my speciality, if I have any speciality. So I don't really, you know, I don't know the difference between good and great. And I think to be an expert in any musical form, you have to know the difference between good and great. It sounded okay to me. It was nicely recorded, and I probably agree with Barry about the vocal entry was just a little bit, you know, it's a little bit high pitched nasally for my liking. I like a slightly different vocal tone, but from the singer. You know, people always say, "Oh, you do all the stuff," but only a little bit comes from us. We have to coax out of the artist the right performances. You know, and you can dial things in with your buttons and your knobs and stuff, but really, that's a secondary thing. You know, you need to start with something that is that you can work with. Yeah. But, you know, not bad. As I say, I'm not sure lyrically that was great. You know, any song that's called Any More, it doesn't really fill me with like, wow, what's that song about? You know, and that's one thing. But hey, who am I? There you go. Thank you.
Thank you, LILLYWHITE. They're actually from North Texas. And this is the first of a series of singles. Their lead singer obviously is the voice that we've just heard. It's not giving me details, but they have a sort of red dirt approach to Texas country music, apparently, that creatively blends Americana with country and rock, as it says there. As I was just saying there, hot diggity dang. I don't mind a bit of country. It's not my thing either, but I love melody and I love great harmonies. What I didn't like on that one there was she had an upper register when she hit those high notes. It just sounded so harsh. It was really brash, and I didn't enjoy that. But I did like the drum beat that you were talking about, Dana, and especially at the end. I didn't expect it to come in at that point at the end of the track, which I quite enjoyed. Anyway, but the tone was a bit too harsh. But is it radio friendly? Yes, it is. Let's move to the next track. Where are we here? Hang on, just have to move a few things around my screen. Let's go for, now this is I can't quite work this out. The song is called Royal Albert Hall, and it's by Zud and Lee and written by Peter Carlson.
Just keep on following your dreams. All the things are not just as it seems. Sometimes you can hear rock and roll, Royal Albert Hall. What shall I do when the waters still keep on rising? Maybe I learn how to swim, that's a good exercise. Don't point your finger at me, I do all that I can, I'm a Superman. But if you're lucky to be sitting here next to me, you will see there's enough space for us all in Royal Albert Hall. Enough space for us all in Royal Albert Hall.
This is a journey into sound.
Rather unusual set of lyrics there. Royal Albert Hall is the name of the track, and that is Zud and Lee, and it was put forward by the songwriter, who was Peter Carlson. Steve, would you like to go first?
Yeah, I didn't get it. I didn't get it. There was some moments, and it was all very, here's this one section that has this sound and this, and then it goes straight to another section that sounded very different, and there was no continuity in sonic, in the meat. You know, when you make a piece of art, there has to be a continuity of thought that travels through the piece. You know, you can go on different parts of a journey, but they must work together. And I'm not sure if all those sections work together. You know, it took you to different places, and it not in a way that made me want to see those places. I'm, you know, I mean, maybe just my personal thing that it didn't work as a record. You know, it had all these different sections, but none of them really worked. There you go. And I didn't quite understand. I didn't understand it.
Okay,
there
well,
you go.
let me move on as you've just said. Dana.
Well, I feel the same. I didn't dislike it, but I didn't really like it. I have to slightly think the lyrics are odd because I found it very difficult. When it went into the bridge, I listened carefully, and I think the singer said, "Find your finger in me," which it can't have been. So if I
point your finger, point your finger,
point your finger. I think it was, wasn't it?
So I found it difficult. And then when I did understand the lyrics, I found them pretty banal. I mean, who on earth would sing about having somebody sitting next to you in the Albert Hall, which is around the corner from me, in an iconic building? And it just doesn't seem to be the sort of thing you'd sing about, really. If you could take all the lyrics out and put some other lyrics in, it might be well listenable, the sort of thing that you could hear on the radio. I didn't dislike the backing, but I objected to the banality of the lyrics.
Barry.
Well, with the greatest respect, Dana and David Saint, John Lennon wrote a song about the Albert Hall, and now they know how many holes it takes to fill the Albert Hall. They say Royal Albert Hall, and they had to stick an extra note in the bar. And every time it came up, I think I saw Dawn's face as well. I thought, why say Royal Albert Hall? Just sing would sit by me at the Albert Hall, and that'd be fine. So I agree with everybody else. It's quirky, but basically there's no point to this song. Absolutely no point.
I think lyrically it actually is it's something else as well, because I think there were lots of words thrown in just to rhyme. Because, for example, when he was talking about, was it the sun rising? He then went on about, you know, it makes him think he might take up swimming for exercising. What? I mean, hello, come on, move me, make me melt with your lyrics, but don't, it just doesn't work. But melodically,
well, it might have moved you if you'd have had your finger in me. I mean, the lyrics.
That would have been better.
No.
Yeah, we'd have liked that.
Well, swiftly moving along, chaps. Let's go. This is let's see, what is this? This is a track called Safety Deposit Box, and it's by Shirley Callahan.
In your safety deposit box, where you place all your have-nots, wrapped up in silk ribbons, a dash of perfume villain. Oh, you break the family into pieces you never crave, like an emotional zombie. Does it make you happy, or you try to hide like a little child? You like to staple my face, throw me under a bus. You put me in danger. Oh, you are no savior in your grandiose. Did you overdose? I
Callahan, and that was, where was it? Sorry, I've got it all written down here. That was In a Box, Safety Deposit Box. Hello, who wants to go first?
Oh.
Sorry, I'd lost you all there. Steve.
All right. Great title for a song. You know, makes you want to hear it the moment you come in. It was the first lyric, which was good. And then the echo on the voice just it was too much. It was, you know, when you have that sort of a sound, it's not, it doesn't make you want to keep listening, you know, because you can't hear the words. I know I sound old, but there's ways of doing that luscious Lana Del Rey type vocal sound, which is beautiful, you know, and it reminds me a little of Lana Del Rey, who is fantastic, but the way she chooses and her team choose all their reverbs, as Barry mentioned earlier, you don't just have one reverb to make that depth of sound. The whole way well, having said that, Phil Spector only did have the one reverb and it worked for him, but there's other ways of getting different reverbs, and you have to, and it's a real art to choosing the right reverbs and knowing how to mold your mix, you know. And I feel that some of our records here, maybe it's a lost art, maybe it's an art that people don't quite understand anymore, but I'm hearing a very sort of one-dimensional sonic wash, you know, and it's a pity, because who knows, it could have been it was close. I mean, I loved some of the, you know, when it went up in pitch and you got this nice new thing going on, second verse and stuff. It was okay, but just didn't quite hit the mark for me.
Texture is what you're on about. It's the layers of texture that make things so exciting, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like in a really fabulous piece of fabric or whatever, but it certainly, it was too much there. Barry, you're on mute, Barry.
Okay, sorry about that. As Steve said, the intro, I wrote exactly the same thing. The very first, it's great, always great to start a song with the title. That's great because you can grab you straight away. So Safety Deposit Box, I thought, oh, this is going to be good. And then I didn't hear any other lyrics after that. And it is to do with the level of the vocal and the EQ, just little things, just little tiny things. And of course, if you wash it with reverb, you've got to be very careful. Sometimes it's nice to put a little delay before the reverb. That's a technical thing, just to make the vocals still sound clear. And I remember when my mother was alive, I always, whenever I did a mix of something important, I used to take it round and play it to her. And if she said, "Oh, I like that," I could hear the lyrics. I knew
onto a winner.
I knew that something was right about it. And she was very often right. You know, so it's not a thing of age. It's a real technical thing that you really, there's a story in this song and we can't hear it.
Yes. Okay, Dana.
And because we can't hear it, I found it boring. So I kind of found myself drifting away, and I might be thinking about almost a laundry list in a thing, because I found it unengaging, because I found everything about the mix, everything pretty bland, basically. But I can't bear it when I can't understand lyrics. So that is a big turn off for me.
Okay. Right. Now then, we what did I feel about it? Well, as I said earlier, a lack of texture in the way that it had been put together. I actually thought the lyrics that I could hear, they were quite clever. There were some really nice lyrics in there. I
hear them.
Yeah, they were, but they were well thought out. There were some really good lyrics there. Well, maybe I should point Shirley Callahan your way, Barry, whoever's up for doing something that's, I don't know, just much more textured, because the actual tone of her voice is lovely, but it's so drowned. Right, well, let's move ahead. This is a track called Billy Bones, and it is by Public Service Announcement. Let's have a look.
streets. Kick off your boots, 'cause when it comes to this, and you can be yourself, and tear you apart, you know he's gonna wreck your soul. And you can rock now.
Public service announcement, and that is Billy Bones. Steve, would you like to go first?
I think, I'm not sure if it's my turn, but I shall go first.
We don't do turns.
You know, people will probably mention the Sex Pistols, but obviously it goes further back than that. Then it goes to the New York Dolls, and they had a song called "Personality Crisis" that you can actually sing over the same chords as this. So, you know, it's okay. I don't know whether it's me, how I think, or whether it's, or what I'm trying to say is the way records are made nowadays is different to how records were made in the mid to late 70s. So therefore, I don't think this sounds as good as the records that were made. I mean, maybe technically, if you put it under the scope, it sounds better, but it doesn't have the thing that makes those records from those times work.
The
It just
rawness.
doesn't work. It may be a rawness. It may be, I mean, I think because I made those records and I know how I made them, and I don't know if people make them the same way. I mean, they were made on analog tape and you squashed the shit out of them and you did all that. Now you've got digital, which is a very different medium for recording, maybe not so good for what we define as a great rock and roll sound. I don't know, but it doesn't capture the feeling. Now, if you went on and put "Personality Crisis" by the New York Dolls on, you would go, oh yeah, I get what Steve's meaning. It works. Whereas this is just like a slight pastiche of what it was back in those days. But, you know, good on them. You know, they you go and see them at your local pub. Fantastic.
Barry wanted to come in and say something there.
I think what you're looking for, Steve, is harmonic distortion. And that's what was about on exactly. I was thinking the same thing on those when it's recorded digitally on a computer like this. You miss out on that, and that's what we used to have naturally in those old days with tape and analog equipment. And that kind of music fits that kind of production and that kind of equipment that you would use on that. Whereas, obviously. What Steve's hit on is that the digital recording doesn't really help it. And there's slight things in the mix there as well. Again, I like the Billy Bones thing, but I didn't hear anything more about him. I wanted to hear more about him, but I couldn't quite fathom out what the whole song was about, really. So, yeah, a nice sound. It's okay, but it's not quite the same as if you listen to the older stuff that was around in the late 70s, and it just doesn't hold up.
Okay, Dana?
I never actually liked punk in the late 70s and fled off to another country when it seemed to invade the music business. But I didn't dislike this. I wouldn't again, I wouldn't put it on my record player because I don't listen to this kind of music. I find it, again, a bit bland, but I think if I was probably 18, I might want to listen to it, perhaps. But it didn't do a single thing for me. I don't know what's the matter with a lot of song lyrics. They don't hit the heart. I know at one point he said something like "you need a hand and a heart," and then I couldn't understand the next lyric. I thought he said toilet roll, but it can't have been. And then it turned out to be something in the next verse. It was something with a lot of soul. But because I'm basically a lyricist, I do lock in on the lyrics, and I found it, again, didn't really say that much to me. But, you know, if you're kind of young and you want something hard and driving musically, then I suppose this might work. But if you got a choice, why not go back to the original era and get the rawness?
Okay. And from a production perspective, Dana, what did you feel about it?
It didn't, because I don't listen to this kind of music.
Right. Okay.
It didn't do a thing for me.
Well, I need to say something, I suppose. Do you know, one of the things that I did find a little bit irritating about that, and I made a note of, was that at the end of each chorus, the vocal was out of tune. And I don't know is that on purpose? Is that part of the punk feel? I don't know. It just sort of jarred with me, though, each time at the end of the chorus.
It's actually exactly the same sort of out of tuneness as David Johansen from the New York Dolls used to use. And New York Dolls were a huge band. So there is a precedent for that style of out of tune singing. But, you know, again, maybe just the recording techniques of today are not conducive. You know, as I've always said, the art form always follows the technology. And the technology now has moved on. This is an art form from a different technology. That's all I can say. But Dawn, I know I always say this because I always think sometimes that we finish too late, so we never get a chance to play the winner.
Select the best.
Or full. Yeah.
Well,
and
we have done lately, the last few weeks.
So you're going to put another one in, then we're not going to have time, right? Let's do another one, and we won't have time to discuss the other one and then discuss our favorites and then play the favorite.
I'll tell you what I thought I would do, because Anjali Ray, and we decided we loved the sound of Anjali Ray, she also sent me a track of just her, let's just see, just her vocal and a piano, and a couple of you have said you would love to hear her vocal and a piano. So, okay, the best is
great call, by the way. Good.
Okay, the best is yet to come is the name of it.
I think the Anjali Ray is going to win it hands down anyway.
Yeah,
I'm sure everyone's going to be unanimous on that.
Yes, we all love it.
Unless this next song is so bad.
Let's hope not. I don't think so, though. This is called somebody who's confident enough to send this with just a voice and a piano. I'm happy to take a gamble on this. She wrote it for her and her husband's wedding anniversary, and it's called "The Best Is Yet to Come." And let's just see if this has downloaded there. Wait a second.
That means she's dissatisfied with what has happened so far.
We shared 1,000 sunsets. Drank 100 wines and sailed across 5 oceans and read each other's minds. We fought some epic battles and cried out when we won. But I know the best is yet to come. We've held on to the sails crescent moons. We've broken precious glasses and washed each other's wounds. We've reveled in the riches. We've been the pauper's son, but I know the best is yet to come. Somebody say forever is here. I'll be no wiser than the day you appear. Entered my life like a bolt from the blue. Was that yesterday or 2002? We never thought we'd be here. It isn't how we planned. I'm throwing out the blueprint, not knowing where we'll land. So ride on and remember that you're my only one. 'Cause I know the best is yet to come. I know the best is yet to come.
And Jolly Ray, you have not disappointed in any way. Wow. What a beautiful, beautiful song.
Love
I
it.
mean, come on. That's that. I think we may have. I mean, I don't know
The star.
whether other people are onto her, whether people, or but honestly, that's if Adele is a 10, that was like an 8 or a 9. It was close. I mean, what a great hook at the end. I mean, it's lyrically, singing wise, it's great. You don't need a lot more on that song. But fantastic.
It would be great for sync immediately, wouldn't it? You can see that.
Absolutely.
In Hollywood.
It's just stunningly romantic. It's beautiful. It's just so natural. I love it. Absolutely love it. Does everybody want to comment on it?
That will sound great on the radio also.
Absolutely.
Just the voice and the piano, that will come across very, very well. Very positive lyric.
It is beautiful. The best is yet to go. And you know what? I think the very best is yet to come out of Anjali Ray as well. I'm really looking forward to seeing what else she's doing and what she's got. And she's in touch with me each day at the moment and sending me new bits and pieces. So I'm just over the moon that we've found again, an artist that is absolutely
Star is born.
Another star is born. I love it. Dana.
Well, I thought also Anjali Ray has a lovely voice, and the song is great. It's positive. It could be made into a song with more instruments, but it's nice, bad, stripped down to its barest bones. It gets a thumbs up from me too.
Wonderful. Okay.
It's classy.
Yeah.
But we are going to hear
we absolutely
he's chomping at the bit here, isn't he?
I am, because I want to hear the other one again.
Yeah, so do I.
And from all of us here on Jukebox Judgement, I'm going to say ciao ciao for now, although our recording will continue, chaps, so don't suddenly disappear. But for the listeners, we are going to play out with the wonderful Anjali Ray and Indigo Boy. And let's just enjoy the winner's song. Oh, just absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
And
But what's she saying? Cock, 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 cock. I think she wasn't she?
No.
I mean, that's what I was hearing anyway. I don't know about you, Dana, but
I heard chakra.
no, she was talking about cock. She was talking about cock. Cock, 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 cock.
No. Anyway, that was Indigo Boy. I just want to say, if you want to unmute yourself as well, Barry, and everybody else, listeners, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And we are slightly overrunning the time because the show is so popular.
Was I just live then by saying
You
that?
were by saying
Yes.
that.
I thought
Yes,
we
it
were
happened.
not on air, guys.
No, we still
I thought we
are.
had finished.
No,
So
bad boy, Stevie.
that was naughty. I'm so sorry.
Steve, wait for the cue.
It's so good. It's so good. And you know, wow.
It is
Yeah.
such a great song. And she's
Are we still on air or not? I don't know.
We are. I'm about to say
Yeah.
a few
Okay.
things. First of all, I just want to say thank you very much to Anjali Ray for sending her music through to us, and for all of the artists who've submitted music. It is a very brave thing to do, to submit your tracks to us. Now, next Friday we are concentrating purely on Singapore artists. I'm not sure yet who the judges will be on the panel with me as of next Friday, but it's going to be an amazing international show because the artists from other countries also need international exposure and are not getting that with their own compositions. So that's the next kind of That's next week's show, next Friday at 7 a.m. UK time. And also on Monday morning, Monday to Friday, I will be playing our new Jukebox Judgement finds Mondays to Thursdays every weekday, 7 a.m. from the UK. Steve Lillywhite, thank you so much, darling man.
Oh, thank you so much. It was, I think, it was a great show and great to meet you, Dana, and good to see you boys. You look well and great. Thank you.
And Dana Gillespie, thank you so much for joining us, lovely lady. Would you like to come on again?
I'd love to, Dawn. Yeah, whenever I'm around well, you remember the last time I was actually, when we were speaking, I was in a band bus going off to a gig. And right now I'm about to rush off to another one. So, yes, whenever, just let me know, okay?
Fabulous. Yes. Thank you so much for joining us, Dana. It's been a real delight having you here.
So can I leave now? Because I've got to be somewhere.
Yeah. Barry Upton, thank you very much as well, Barry.
Just before Dana goes, I've got a feeling in the back of my mind that I was lusting after her in the early 70s.
Well,
I think I remember there was some kind of picture of you with a slit skirt or something like that.
I'll tell you exactly what it was. It's when Bowie and I had the same manager. It was a company called Main Man, and Bowie was on the cover of his album in a dress. So I was on the cover of my album because we were both signed to RCA, wearing stockings and suspenders. And it was an album called Born a Man. And people used to say that they'd buy the album and asked to be put in a brown paper bag so they couldn't be seen walking on the streets with it. But I've just
that's what I remember.
My memoir with that title. So with far worse stories, those were in the days when you could get away with stuff. I mean, nowadays girl singers wear nothing but dental floss, but it was quite bold in my day to be wearing it.
Very
Please
true.
Remember it,
Barry.
It was very rock chick.
Yeah, but Barry, there were millions of you.
Sorry,
there were millions of you lusting after Dana.
Yeah, well, probably, yeah.
Well, we are now going to love and leave you all.